You're watching the Times Record News Football Show.
Welcome back. Dallas Cowboys Breakdown. Jonathan Hull and Andy Newberry looking at the Cowboys at Packers. You know, no surprise this is what the matchup was going to be. Kind of thought that going into Week 17. Packers would beat Detroit and be sitting there, and they needed the rest for Aaron Rodgers. The Cowboys are playing on a full week, no Saturday game. Playing Sunday at noon.
Got a lot of momentum going their way. If there's one advantage I guess Dallas has right now over Green Bay, it is momentum. They've got a lot of positive things going forth. Good winning streak. Tony Romo's playing the best he ever has.
8-0 road team against an 8-0 home team.
Yeah, and I mean that's
I think the first time since early 70s or something.
And you think about the history of these two teams meeting in the playoffs, whether it be the Ice Bowl or some of those great matchups they had in the 90s.
And those were always at Texas Stadium.
They were.
Brett Favre always had to come to Texas Stadium. And then they would talk about the crown.
Yeah.
He couldn't throw downhill in that crown. So this week it's just going to be really cold. We're like 19 or 17 degrees. I keep seeing forecasts.
Yeah, it's going to be a challenge. I mean, you got to deal with that part of it. And you were talking about an indoor team suddenly going outdoors. But as far as I think really that the issue is for them is, can they get pressure on Aaron Rodgers? Nobody has been able to slow him.
And then can they run the ball?
And they got to, the ball control.
I think they got to run the ball better, but I don't think Green Bay's quite as solid as Detroit.
Right. No, nobody is as solid as Detroit against the run. But yeah, Aaron Rodgers has been unbelievable this year, and you've only seen one team really give him trouble, and that was the Buffalo Bills. And the Bills did it because they have an amazing pass rush, maybe the best pass rush in the NFL this year. Dallas doesn't have that. You don't necessarily rely on them to consistently put the pressure on.
No,
They're not going to
blitz. Their sacks are going up, and their turnovers are going up. I think, 3 of the last 4 games they've had 3 or more sacks.
Yeah.
And they're starting to get turnovers just at the right time.
Yeah, but a lot of that's coming in the fourth quarter, too, when teams are trying to make plays against them. And that's credit to Marinelli. What the Cowboys do a lot of rotations. There's always going to be fresh guys in there. And that has really paid dividends. That's why they're making those plays in the fourth quarter, because they have fresh guys, fresh legs in there to make those plays.
And that's why they couldn't give up. Even the other day, they couldn't probably seal that game by giving up on DeMarcus Lawrence.
No.
He's an edge rusher that can get there that they really haven't had all year, and it's given him a little energy. Even if he just goes in there and doesn't make a play, but he gets close to making a play. That's a rotation somebody takes. I think they're going to need to play from ahead this game and not behind.
No, you're right.
But they do have the formula that travels. The run game can travel. And statistically, by a lot of the advanced metrics, these are the best 2 quarterbacks in the NFL this year.
Yeah.
Tony Romo and Aaron Rodgers. And almost everybody would take Rodgers.
Yeah.
But Romo he's played an advanced game mentally. I think a lot of the year.
I mean, he didn't really necessarily make just drastic mistakes even against Detroit. I mean, it wasn't his fault that they were down, although it was coming back later on.
He threw the ball on the ground on purpose, may or may not have happened, but he did not throw it to the other team.
No, he didn't throw it to the other team, and they made the big plays when they need to make the big plays. As far as this game, though, I really think the Cowboys season is coming to an end this week. I hate to say it. But that's what I see. I don't think they can. I see a close game, but I don't think they can overtake.
I was going to have to tease them a little bit. I seriously haven't come to a conclusion on it. I see the Cowboys can go up there and play a good game, but I'm having a hard time getting my hands around whether I think they can win or not. So you may have to check back for the paper for that one. But I'm expecting a good game Sunday. I thought Dallas-Detroit was one of the better games of the opening weekend. And then this weekend, I see a lot of good games.
Well, tune back next week and see if we're talking about an NFC Championship game with the Cowboys.